Hello! Welcome back to my channel. It's been so long since I last recorded a video, but I'm excited to be back. I've taken a long break because I was just like concentrating on finishing school and getting my bachelor's degree. I graduated and now it's summer. It's actually August 1st, which is a great start for this video. We're doing an August TBR video, which I'm so excited because I've recently gotten back into reading and I have a lot of books to read. If you haven't checked out my other book videos, certainly do so. There's a playlist, and I've done this in the other ones too, where I do like a random number generator, and those are the books that I have to read, the number of books that I have to read for the month, which in this case is August. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna choose our August TBR, which I'm so excited for. So in this bag I have all the names of the books that are in my TBR, and the books that are in series I only wrote down the first book. I'm gonna pull up the random number generator. Minimum, let's do 5, and then maximum we're gonna do, what do we do on max? I would say 12, which I don't think I can read 12 books, but this is the generator. Let me see if it works. Okay, it does work. So we're gonna click generate. Oh, 10 books. But I can do this, you know, always believe in yourself. Let's get started. Okay, let's see. Here, I'm gonna show the camera. Bam. So it is Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. So Brutal Prince is basically like enemies to lovers, which is one of my favorite book tropes. The book surrounds itself by like an arranged marriage to basically like kind of end a feud between these like two families. I'm excited to read it because who doesn't love a good enemies to lovers? On to the second book. Wham. The Inheritance Games. Okay, so this is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the first book of the series. So Avery Grams has a plan for a better future. Survive high school, win a scholarship, and get out. But her luck changes in an instant when billionaire Tobias Hawthorne dies and leaves her virtually his entire fortune. The only catch, Avery must move into his sprawling mansion full of secret passages, riddles, and codes. Unfortunately for Avery, Hawthorne House is also occupied by the family that was just disinherited. This includes the 4 Hawthorne grandsons. What? Grandsons. Dangerous, magnetic boys who grew up with every expectation that one day they would inherit billions. Heir apparent Grayson is convinced that Avery is a con woman and he's determined to take her down, but his brother Jameson views her as their grandfather's last hurrah. A twisted riddle, a puzzle to be solved. Caught in a world of wealth and privilege, with danger around every turn, Avery will have to play the game herself just to survive. I love a good like mystery, like solving puzzles. One of like my go-to things that I rarely do but I really enjoy is like going to escape rooms. I feel like those are like so fun, and I have never failed escaping an escape room before, so I feel like I can take that as a little flex. On to the third. Let's see. I'm so glad that I got the book because I've been dying to read Onyx Storm, but I got into a little, what do you say, what's the term when you stop reading books? But basically I was reading The Legacy, which I'm almost finished. I did not necessarily like it. It's not my favorite out of the series. Because of that book, I stopped reading for a couple months because I'm the type of reader who cannot just I just cannot DNF a book. I have to push through and finish it. Like, I just cannot leave it halfway and then never touch it again. So because of that book, I stopped reading for months, and I got this in the mail. Thank you, Amazon. And I've been dying to read this book, but I haven't finished that book, so I can't move on to the next one. It's a whole thing with me with books, but I'm just happy that I'm like close to finishing The Legacy so I can start reading this because I've heard a lot of mixed opinions on this book. I was like so tempted on going on TikTok and like searching the book and seeing what everybody was saying about it. I held myself back because I was like, no, I have to finish it before I go on TikTok. If you don't know Onyx Storm, this is the third book of the, what's it called? But yeah, this is the third book of the Empyrean series. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know. Fourth Wing was such, like, the book blew up on TikTok and everybody was like hyping it up. I didn't necessarily like Iron Flame. I felt it too long and a lot of unnecessary chapters, but I'm still very excited to read the third book because I want to know what happens, because at the last page of the book in Iron Flame was a plot twist and I was like, I need to know what happens after that. Hopefully this will answer all of my questions that I have. I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's basically about dragons and like an enemies to lovers, and now they're sort of lovers. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to start reading Onyx Storm, and I feel like I'll definitely start after I finish the other book. On to the fourth book. Caraval! Oh my god! This is Caraval by Stephanie Garber, and when I was like first like seeing the book and like opening it, what I like about fantasy books are the maps. Like, that to me is just like, it's so pretty and like I just love it. I don't know why. From what I remember, this book is like about two sisters. Scarlet Dragna has never felt the tiny island where she and her sister Tella live with their powerful and cruel father. Now Scarlet's father has arranged a marriage for her, and Scarlet thinks her dreams of seeing Caraval, the faraway once-a-year performance where the audience participates in the show, are over. But this year, Scarlet's long dreamt of invitation finally arrives. With the help of a mysterious sailor, Tella whisks Scarlet away to the show. Only as soon as they arrive, Tella is kidnapped by Caraval's mastermind organizer, Legend. It turns out that this season's Caraval revolves around Tella, and whoever finds her first is the winner. Scarlet has been told that everything that happens during the Caraval is only an elaborate performance, but she nevertheless becomes enmeshed in a game of love, heartbreak, and magic with the other players in the game. And whether Caraval is real or not, she must find Tella before the 5 nights of the game are over. A dangerous domino effect of consequences is set off, and her sister disappears forever. It's kind of giving like fantasy and like puzzles in that sense, and like magic as well. So I'm very interested. So yeah, that is Caraval. I'm very excited with like all my book picks so far. Okay, I feel like I'm just gonna like hurry it up a bit because we're only like into 4 books, and from what I can see, I've already been filming for like 20 minutes. So I'm just gonna try to speed it up a bit. Let me see. Butcher and Blackbird. Okay, so this is Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. And from what I remember, it's basically like 2 serial killers kind of like having a bond, and apparently their bond evolves or something like that. So this was very interesting because I actually got this as a gift. I was very interested when I opened it. I was like I've heard of this book, but I never really dug into what it was. And it's a trilogy, and I do have the second book. I don't know if the third book has come out yet. Very curious because it's about serial killers. There's like a lot of blue ones, like blue flashcards. One Last Shot. This is One Last Shot by Betty Cow. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that last name. Cayuet, I think? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I got this as a gift as well. So let me just read the synopsis because I haven't really looked at the synopsis. From the moment Emerson and Theo met as teenagers, they were inseparable. But just when they finally expressed their feelings to each other, they were torn apart. Now supermodel, she's a supermodel now, is nearing her 28th birthday, and she's tired of looking for love in all the wrong places. When the calendar reminder for the marriage pact she and Theo made as teens goes off on her phone, she realizes this is it, her chance to rekindle the only romance that ever really made sense. Emerson convinces her grumpy agent to book her as the face of the fashion campaign that Theo, now a fashion photographer, is shooting. Wow, such a coincidence. The good news, the campaign is being shot in ridiculously romantic Cinque Terre, Italy. The bad news, Theo might not be as happy to see her as she'd hoped. The two embark on a 4-day campaign that tests not only their feelings, but their ability to keep their hands off each other. But as roadblock after roadblock keeps them apart, Emerson starts to wonder, will this photo shoot be the key to getting one last shot at love, or will it be a final goodbye. Aww. I was about to say that I'm like such a a hopeless romantic, and like I love romance movies. I'm very picky with movies, but I love like romance novels. They're like my favorite genre ever because it's just like so like it makes me like kick and giggle, and I just love that. Okay. Secretly Yours. I do have to confess something. The only reason that I got this book is because I liked It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. That book was so good. And I actually read the Hook, Line, and Sinker first before It Happened One Summer. I did not really like that one. But I read It Happened One Summer, so I was like, maybe I should give this one a try. And it's honestly been on my TBR, well, not my TBR, it's been on my shelf for like so long, and like I have not picked it up. And there's times where I've been wanting to read it, but like I just never picked it up again. So Hallie Welch fell hard for Julian Voss at 14 after they almost kissed in the dark vineyards of his family winery. And then like apparently he came back to like the little small town where they grew up, and one night she just got drunk and she left a little secret admirer letter for Julian, and he is planning to write a novel, but having Hallie gardening right outside his window is the ultimate distraction. So it's definitely giving like Friends to Lovers is like what I'm seeing. We're almost there, guys. Bam. Twisted. Okay, so this is Twisted by Emily McIntyre, but her books are so interesting because they're not like a retelling of like the fairy tales that she writes. It's kind of like inspired by the characters of the movie, and I'm guessing this is inspired by the characters of Aladdin, which I'm really curious about. And it is I'm guessing it's a dark contemporary romance, and I have read Hooked, and Scarred is definitely my favorite one. It's actually right here, and it's definitely my favorite one because it was like so different from Hooked. I didn't really like Hooked but it was different, and I really liked the plot and like the storyline of it. So it says that Yasmin is the daughter to one of the richest men in the world, has never known strife. So when her beloved father falls ill, she's determined to make his final days his happiest. His last wish is to see her married to a man of his choosing. Except Yasmin's heart already belongs to someone else, a servant, a man her father would never consider worthy. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, Jasmine strikes a desperate deal with her father's right-hand man, Julian, not realizing he has his own twisted agenda. Julian Ferrasi has one goal: become the most powerful man in the world. He's built a future from broken bones and faded bruises, never caring who he hurt along the way. But when his mentor falls ill, he finds himself on the verge of losing everything, and he'll stop at nothing to inherit what is rightfully his, even if it means forcing a woman he can't stand into marriage. So the servant is Aladdin, so is Julian Jafar? Okay. I mean, that's technically what happens in the movie. We'll see how that plays out in the book. I kind of got the one that I didn't want to get, but that was honestly me jinxing myself. It's The 5 Stages of Courting Dalisay Ramos. I don't even like the cover. That's how I knew it was downhill from that. What this book is about is Evan starts to appreciate Dalisay Ramos. If he wants a chance with her, he's going to have to go through the 5 stages, the courtship ritual that lovers in the Philippines have performed for generations. When Dalisay bets Evan that he doesn't have the nerve to make it through the stages, the game is on. As Evan attempts to prove to Dalisay that he can win her heart and the bet, Dalisay is driven to distraction by Evan's sexy labors, and soon their courtship turns into a sizzling secret. It's just like, I don't necessarily appreciate the cover, but I can't, what's it saying? Can't judge a book by its cover. The last one will be I got The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden. I can't even tell you how good this author writes. I go through her books like this. Anytime that I read one of her books, the plot twists are like something that I didn't even think about myself, and she is incredible. So The Housemaid is actually the first book that I read of her because it was recommended to me by my friend, and after that, like, I fell in love with Frida McFadden. Because, like, are you kidding me? Like, I feel like her books are definitely like a breather from the romance novels that I read a lot. and she is honestly like such a good author. And this is the third book that I didn't even know was gonna come out. I think it came out like last year, I'm pretty sure, but like I didn't even think that she was gonna write a third one because I thought the second one was like a good ending. No, she decided to make it a trilogy. So yeah, I'm just like excited to read this book because I don't even know what is gonna happen in this book. And she's a housemaid, and when she goes into homes there's always problems, and she kind of solves it in a way by doing a lot of crazy things. Definitely excited to read the third book, and I think those are all our 10 books. So let's go through all the books that we have to read this month. So we have One Last Shot by Betty Calliette, Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver, Caraval by Stephanie Garber, Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark, The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden, The 5 Stages of Courtney Dallas Ramos by Melissa de la Cruz, Twisted by Emily McIntyre, and Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. So we finally made it to the end of this video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed, and definitely stick around to see the August recap, because I will do an August recap. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.